Hi and greeting from us. Today we would like to talk about an endangered animal, which is the Rhinoceros Hornbill. We have been eyeing these adorable creatures and have done various research regarding this. Let me introduce to you a little bit about them and lend me your ears for it. The Bucerus rhinoceros, which hold the name of Malaysia's national bird, are birds that have a large horn-like beaks. They have a very large, flat, primarily black bird feather and white tail and a thick black band near the center of the tail feathers. If any of you have been wondering, what is hornbill? Hornbills have what appears to be a second beak or horn growing out their forehead, hence the name hornbill. This horn is actually a cast, which is a hollow structure made up of keratin. It is believed that the purpose of this cast is to act like a megaphone and amplify the male hornbill's mating call. Rhinoceros hornbill is named for the rhino-shaped cast on its beak, which is also might be used in fighting or even used just to knock down fruit for eating. The difference between male and female rhinoceros hornbills is male birds have an orange or red ring around their eyes, while the female have a white ring around their eyes. A sizable species of forest is Rhinoceros hornbill. It has a 35-year lifespan as well. They are nocturnal, non-migratory birds that mostly live in couples, but occasionally form a small flocks while foraging. Thank you.
As now we already know about their basic features and morphology, now let us jump onto their locality and habitat. First and foremost, hornbills are a family of birds that live in tropical and subtropical Africa, Asia and Melanesia. Great hornbill is often found in forests in mainland Southeast Asia, such as Thailand, Myanmar, Vietnam and also Cambodia. As in Malaysia, we often spotted rhinoceros hornbills in Sabah and Sarawak, which is in Malaysian Borneo, since they offer heaven wildlife, especially for bird species, including this hornbill species. Hornbill habitat is in primary evergreen, hill and also tall secondary forests. As for nesting, they always prefer trees that tower above the canopy level, which explains why they are always be spotted in mountain rainforests up to 1,400 meters, such as in Borneo, Java and southern Thailand. Actually, in Malaysia, we have about 10 species of hornbills, which the famous one is the Rhinoceros hornbills. This Rhinoceros hornbill is the state bird of Sarawak and also our country's national bird, that it is imprinted onto our money. Since the species of hornbill is vary, not all species are considered endangered, and they still can be found in forests that suits their necessity all over the world. However, Rhinoceros hornbill in Malaysia is considered as near threatened species as their population is started to decrease. Now, why is it so important for us to save these rhinoceros hornbills? They maybe don't contribute much in our human daily routine. However, they also play as much role as other animals do in their ecosystem and habitat. To begin with, hornbills are the farmers of the forest, since they are large, fruit-eating birds which live in subtropical forests of Asia and Africa. Their ability to commute over long distances make them extremely important for the dispersal of seeds and also for plant reproduction. Besides that, the presence of hornbills in the forest will reflect the condition of the forest itself, that are still healthy and indicate that there are still huge diversity of trees in the large trees area. This is because hornbills require a variety of fruit trees as feeding and large trees with holes for nesting. This way, large trees indicate that the forests are in good condition. In other words, the forests could also be protected by protecting these hornbills. Last but not least, hornbill also contribute to the planet and ecosystem diversity.
Next, we will be discuss about problems that are faced by the hornbill species. So, as we all know, there are a few problems that are being faced by the hornbill species themselves. So, one of the main point is deforestation are happening on a very large scale. Deforestation happens because of mainly for plantation, agriculture, road building, infrastructures, and so on. So this can lead to the loss of natural habitats and the loss of source of foods. So these hornbill species need to migrate to another region to find their new home. Moving on my next point, which is poaching, or we can call it as illegal hunting. So these hornbill species are hunted mainly for their unique features on their bodies, such as their vibrant and colorful beaks. So these hornbill species are killed and their beaks are taken to be sold at the black market by the illegal hunters at a very high price. So this can lead to decrease of the hornbill species population itself. Last but not least, legislative loopholes. So these hornbill species are not adequately protected by the CITES organization, spelled as CITES. So these CITES organization are mainly responsible for protecting the endangered species, but unfortunately the CITES organization are not included the hornbill species in their list. So this can lead to illegal traffic to be more often. So this illegal trafficking are mainly because of private collectors. They are very interested in hornbill species to be kept as a
all the problems that were faced by the rhinoceros hornbills, there are several actions that were taken for conservation of the hornbills. Protecting the rhinoceros hornbills means protecting so much more, including the other species of hornbills that living in Borneo, and also the animals that require the old growth forests to thrive. So firstly, we have hutan. Hutan is a conservation in Borneo that has worked to protect the primary forest and its inhabitant since the middle of the 90s. In 2013, Hutan initiated a project to create artificial nest boxes for the 8 hornbill species living in Borneo. These boxes were attached to the old growth trees to provide additional nesting sites. After several rounds of trial and error, the nest boxes were designed to mimic natural cavities. The biologists will be able to closely monitor the temperature and humidity levels, and the boxes were built to blend seamlessly into the surrounding environment. With the help of several international zoos, the artificial boxes have been installed and are being closely monitored for the further improvements. Other than that, there is a zoo that located in the Grasmere named Nashville Zoo. At the zoo, hornbill breeding is encouraged by offering a large wooden barrel on a raised platform to stimulate a hollow tree trunk. Nashville Zoo first bred rhinoceros hornbills in 2008. This chick was the first in the nation to be successfully artificially incubated and hand-raised. The zookeeper went to great lengths to avoid imprinting the young bird by designing a hornbill costume that they will wear when feeding the chicks to prevent the birds from imprinting on them. By reducing this human exposure to the chick will be able to be paired up with a female at another zoo. In 2010, the zoo's hornbills were able to successfully hatch and raise their own chicks for the first time since their arrival at the zoo. Even though the zoo has successfully hand-raised chicks in the past, it is more beneficial for the parents to rear the offspring themselves because it produces strong, healthy chicks that are exposed to all hornbill's behavior. Having parents rear chicks also increases the chances that the chicks themselves will be successful parent one day.
We have learned about the actions taken to conserve the rhinoceros hornbill. Now, my objective is to show you the efforts we can take to further enhance these actions in order to further protect the rhinoceros hornbill species. First and foremost, the government should enforce wildlife laws and prosecute lawbreakers, including those Malaysians who were recently found to offer red ivory for sale on social media. For your information, red ivory is the term that refers to the beaks of the rhinoceros hornbill, which is hunted for and has high demand in China. Next, we should establish community-based conservation projects in Sarawak to protect native hornbill species. For example, in Kuching, WWF Malaysia Sarawak Conservation Program took on its first mural painting project at Chung Hua Middle School to raise awareness amongst its communities. Next, we can tackle the problems at source by eliminating demand for red ivory in China. This can be done through the government and the banning of purchasing red ivory. Next, we should protect the birds' natural habitats by saving rainforests from further harm and degradation. And last but not least, to stop the extinction of rhinoceros hornbill, these beleaguered birds should be granted the highest level of protection and the CITES, which is the Convention of International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora. And with that, I conclude our video by quoting Chris Shepard, the Regional Director of Traffic, an anti-wildlife trafficking organization. As Chris says, this really is the greatest challenge, but also the greatest opportunity in saving the rhinoceros hornbill. With that, I hope you found our video entertaining and informative about the conservation of rhinoceros hornbill. Thank you.